What a result. Paul Warne and his Derby County side take all 3 points at home to bogey side Reading. What a 3 points that is. It keeps us second place in the league. It was a brilliant 2-1 win. Dwight Gayle and Conor Hourihane popping up with the goals. Unfortunate to concede a header to Sam Smith, but staying second in the league is the most important thing. There was some controversial moments in the game, including a red card for a Reading player and a penalty to Derby County. Now, it was a very, very up and down game for me. I thought we were by far the better side for the majority of the game, and we could have been 2, 3, maybe 4 goals up by half time, but just not having that clinical edge, and that was a big problem, and I thought it was going to end up costing us. Now, Derby County, as we know, have some big problems when it comes to being clinical, and although we're one of the league's top goal scorers and we have one of the best goal differences in the league, it's one thing that always worries me. When we don't get a goal before half time, it's always a case of, are we going to come out the second half the same side? Because sometimes we really struggle to get that goal, and I think we were excellent in the second half today. Obviously, Joe Ward again, I thought he was really good setting up Dwight Gayle. Now, you should go and check out that goal because it was absolutely phenomenal. A nice chipped cross from a free kick on the right-hand side. Dwight Gayle takes a little touch, knocks it past the goalkeeper. Absolutely brilliant finish. Then, not long after that, they got down on our left-hand side there, right, put a cross into the box, which I thought Sibley had done well to get a block on it at first, but then it just sort of bobbles up in the air, and Sonny Bradley was beaten to the header by Sam Smith, one of the players who are marked out as a danger man for us. He's a player who I would have liked us to sign ourselves, but he went to Reading in the summer and he put in a really good performance up front for them. Now, they didn't have much of the ball. They weren't really that dangerous in my opinion, and although if you look at the stats, they had 45% possession, it felt like much less. I never felt under any pressure, especially in the second half when they're coming towards me in the north stand, obviously not playing, obviously when they're coming towards like my end, never really felt under much pressure. Their goal sort of came from a bit of nothingness. We couldn't get the ball won in midfield, but it's one of those things. We got the 3 points in the end, so that's what matters. And if you just look at the stats, they only had 1 shot on target out of 5 in the whole game. We had 18 shots, 7 on target. Absolutely brilliant performance. Now, in the first half, I'm not quite sure what we were doing sometimes with some of our throw-ins. We were making some really, really stupid decisions. Like, there was one point where we threw the ball in and one of our midfielders just turned around and lumped it for no reason, nearly put them through on goal. But we created plenty of chances in this game, and I have to say I'm really happy with the performances of Dwight Gayle, Mendes Lang, Barkhazen as a front three. They seem to be working really well together, and the dynamicness of all three is something that we never had with James Collins up front. Now, I'm not saying that James Collins being back in training isn't a good thing, but I think that front three has got it down to a T. Joe Ward and Louis Sibley on either side again, I thought they both had really good games, barring the unlucky block which ended up resulting in their goal for Sibley. I thought he did really well. Paul Warne mentioned in the post-match press conference that Sonny Bradley had been feeling under the weather, and when he came off the pitch he threw up, so let's hope that he's okay for Saturday, because that's a massive, massive game against Bolton. If we just go through the team, I think Cashin, absolutely brilliant. Nelson, I think you know what to expect off those two. I think they're both really good. I thought Wildsmith was unlucky for their goal. Just sort of, I think he was expecting Bradley to win the header, and he was just sort of caught a bit flat-footed. Off the bench, obviously, Martin Waghorn did his job. Could have had a goal late on, and in complete honesty, I feel a bit bad for him because I thought the keeper made an excellent save from where I was sitting. I've not yet seen it back, so it might have just been a poor effort, but it looked like the keeper got a really good save on it. It was really good to see Craig Forsyth back out there for the last 15 or so minutes, if you include added time. Blackett Taylor I thought he was quite good when he came on. Kane Wilson, you know what to expect from him. He's dangerous. He's a bit techie with it. So like to see him when he plays, but at the minute he's not going to get into the front three, and you can't really take out Joe Ward. I think he's got 3 or 4 assists in the last three games, so can't really take him out. Corey Smith as well, excellent when he came on in midfield just to collect the ball. Now there was a red card. Now you'll see it if you watch the match footage that I put in at the end. I know some people don't, some people do, but it was like, I didn't even know who'd been sent off. I just saw the red card come out and I was like, well, which player's gone off? Because like 3 went over to their manager, then 1 just never came back on, but I had no idea which one it was. But yeah, that was for a foul on the edge of the box. Then a few minutes after that, it was about 10 minutes after, Dwight Gayle put through on goal, and realistically it was a replay of Wildsmith at Oxford, Wildsmith against Charlton the other day. Their keeper comes out and just wipes him out. Now, he may have got a hand to the ball, what Gayle this is, but like at the end of the day, there's nothing he could have done about it. He got wiped out by the keeper. So Conor Hourihane, brilliant penalty. You'll see that in the footage. Had some really good moments today. I thought Hourihane was all right, just a little bit leggy at times. But yeah, so Dwight Gayle with the first goal, Hourihane with the second, Sam Smith got theirs. It was a bit tight at the end, making a few poor decisions with the ball, bit poor game management, but we ended up seeing it out with 8 minutes stoppage time. Now, that does keep us second in the league, 1 point ahead of Bolton, but they won 5-0 tonight, so they've got themselves a bit closer to us on goal difference. Barnsley, 5 points behind us, so like we're all right for them at the minute. And then Peterborough play tomorrow, which is going to be an interesting game. And then you've got Stevenage, who play Peterborough, so that could be an interesting one, because if Stevenage lose, they fall into the clutches of Blackpool, who have played a game extra. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the back end of this season. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. In a minute, I'm going to put you onto the matchday footage, so hit that subscribe button, share it with all your Derby County fan friends, and I'll catch you at the end of the video. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.